the perfect bowl of Vietnamese pho. But how do you make it in record time? Well, let me show you the trick, my friends. This is my express version of Vietnamese pho. All right, so this is not your traditional pho, but this is the version that you can get done on any night of the week and still get those amazing, beautiful pho vibes. These are the kinds of problems that I'm solving in my new cookbook, yay! You know, this book is all about little tips, little techniques, little tricks that you can use to make your dinner so much more delicious, or lunch or brunch or a whole bunch of different occasions actually. Anyway, I love this book. I hope you guys will check it out. Today we are going to be making the Express Vietnamese Pho Noodle Soup from this book. Let's get into doing that. So we're going to start off with the beef part. So I've got myself a nice little piece of steak here. I'm using some eye fillet. You can actually use any kind of cut here really. And you want to wrap it in some cling film. We want to slice this really, really super thin later on down the track. So I'm going to pop this into the freezer because that's going to help to firm up the beef to make it easier to slice. So I'm going to do that first of all. Okay, so the beef is one thing, but the really important thing we need to do here is make that really beautiful, comforting pho broth. Now, traditionally, this takes hours, and I mean like overnight, 8 hours, 12 hours if you're doing it really properly. But we're gonna do this in like 20 minutes flat. So you wanna start off with a little bit of oil. Add in some onion. I want some ginger as well. Some garlic, and just some slices here because I am going to strain this broth later. Some star anise and a cinnamon stick. So this is really forming the base of the kind of aromatic flavor that you get from a typical pho broth. But what we're going to do now is we're going to cheat a little bit. Rather than simmering beef bones for hours and hours and hours, we're going to start off with beef stock. I'm even using stock cubes, so the very basic kind of beef, you know, stock that you can get, and just pop that in here. And now here's where we need to get a little bit tricky. So to get all of the really savory kind of big boost of umami flavor that you get from simmering things for hours, we're gonna doctor this up with fish sauce and soy sauce. So we're gonna go in with fish sauce, a lot of fish sauce. So it's gonna seem like too much, but actually the fish sauce is adding a whole bunch of that umami flavor, that savoriness that I was talking about. And some soy sauce. So actually, typically in a traditional pho broth, you would not use soy sauce. You would only use the fish sauce to season it. But again, because I need to boost up the flavor here, I'm gonna add soy sauce. Come at me in the comments if you want. It does work though. Okay, so bring that up to a simmer, 20 minutes, and you're done. In the meantime, let's get all the rest of our bowl kind of sorted. So let's do our noodles, some rice stick noodles here. All right, so you just want to cook these until they're just tender. Now, the trick here with these kinds of rice noodles, I think, is you want to rinse them under some cold water, otherwise they tend to overcook. So I'm going to do that now, just drain them a little bit first. Now just give them a rinse until they're really nice and cool. So you just want some of your noodles into a nice big bowl. And then a few more additions for our bowl here. So I want some spring onion and some onion, and you want some really nice fine slices of that onion. And the spring onion. Now let's get back to our broth here, and you just want to strain out all of those solids. So the final thing we need to do here is slice our beef. Now, I have had this in the freezer, like I told you guys earlier, and let's unwrap and cut this as fine as you can. So the idea here is that the beef will go raw into our bowl, but the hot broth will cook it as soon as it hits the beef, provided you slice it very thin. So that's the important part. All right, so uber thin pieces here, wafer thin, and I'm just gonna drape those into my bowl. Ladleful here, and just pour that directly over the top of your beef. And there you go, guys. I know it's not the traditional pho, but it comes pretty close in terms of getting those really yummy pho kind of vibes. Now, I'm gonna get in here and try this broth because it is all about the broth. You know, like that flavor, the beautiful, you can taste like that, the beautiful aromatics that just come through, the saltiness, the savoriness. That is like literally so joyful. Yum. Noodles, beef. Now, condiments here, you could do your Thai basil, chili, you know, chili sauce, hoisin. Totally go your own adventure. But the point is here that this is one very delicious bowl of noodle soup. So good. Me, Netflix, couch. That's what's required now. See ya. Buy my cookbook. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, why not hit the like button? And even better, I would love so much if you would subscribe and even hit that little bell button so you get notified every time I release a new delicious video. Thanks guys.